You guys, it's me, Miss Slay today, and I'm back. And I just woke up and I found out that my neighbour is arguing about some sort of problem. And I just thought that you guys should know what neighbours are like. You can have some beautiful neighbours, some amazing neighbours, they're top of the notch. And you can have some neighbours like mine. Now, for example, I will show you she is shouting, swearing, and saying stuff about drugs around her children. She has, I think, it looks like a 3-year-old child and probably about a 7-year-old child. And she's swearing and talking about doing drugs around her children. So I will try and show you guys. So this is what looks like a 7-year-old kid. If I show you. So there is what looks like a 7-year-old son, and that little thing that keeps popping. Oh, there he is. Right, that looks like her 3-year-old son. So she is shouting around her kids. She is shouting at her kids. She is doing just about everything that is not right in front of her kids. She is now shoving her kid. And then she's still on the phone, shouting and swearing. Around her kids. She's now just upset her child, and now she's on the phone to someone else. Again, this or that is a bad example of a mother. I'm sorry, but kids should not be raised that way. It is completely wrong. If you are a mother and if you are hoping to become a mother, do never, ever, ever raise your child like that. Discipline is okay, but smacking and shoving and swearing in front of her kids, screaming at her kids, just doing anything that is not normal discipline. Grabbing and dragging your child is not discipline. You do not grab and drag your child. That is just wrong. It is completely wrong, and she should not be a mother. And I know that's harsh, and YouTube might have a go at me for this, but that is not how you look after a kid. That is not how you raise a kid. Lighting, come on, please. That is not the decent definition of a mother. I am a mother. I have one child. My child is at school at the moment. She has an after school club. Right? But I do not grab my kid's arm. So, for example, this is her arm. If it focus. This is her arm. I don't grab her and drag her along like she just did to her child. Because that is super wrong. It is super not right. And that's not how you look after a child. I treat my child normally, as a normal person should do. And I do not scream at my children. I will only raise my voice a little if they have done something wrong, like I do with my dog or my cat or whatever. Mainly my dog or my brother or my dad or something, just something simple. So with my dog, if, like earlier, my dog was barking at a cat, all I did was turn around and went, Missy, pack it in. I just raised my voice a little as I usually do, to anything, to anyone, whatever. If they are in the wrong and they know they are in the wrong, then you don't need to shout, you don't need to raise your voice. Especially if, for example, your children have disabilities and problems with either their mind, like not in a mean way, but like ADHD or ODD or any sort of mental health problem, you do not shout at your kids. You do not grab your kids and drag your kids wherever you want your kids to be dragged. For example, her into the house. It's wrong. Right, rant over, I'm sorry. But basically, do not be a mother like her, because that is not how you look after a child. And so yeah, I just thought I would let you guys know what is happening on my neighbours. On my neighbourhood. So, lighting, come on, there we go. So that's what she's just done to her child. You've just seen it. Sometimes you get decent neighbours, like my neighbour who is literally that one there. All of that. Or you get a neighbour that is like that. Now, do not become that neighbour. Become that neighbour. Whatever. But do not be a mother like that. She is staring at me in the window now because she knows I'm pointing at her house. Diddums, she knows I'm recording. She knows I do it for a lifetime job. She knows I do it, so she's going to watch me. She's probably going to wait for me to go out through my door, and then she's probably going to go, stop recording me, like she did when it was late at night and I was checking my car with my torch. She was stood outside in her dressing gown with her children, running round like crazy lunatics with all her friends, getting drunk, doing drugs, doing everything that she shouldn't be doing around children. She turned around, I was shining the light on my car just to make sure, because my car alarm goes off on its own sometimes, and she turned around and shouted at me and went, stop, would you stop shining that at me? I went, I'm not being funny, love, right? You're a horrible neighbour, you're not a good mother, and I wasn't shining up my torch at you, I was shining it at my car. Diddums, your house is behind where my car gets parked. So what? I'm not shining it at you. I am not shining it at your building on purpose. I am just shining it at my car to make sure my car is still all okay. No one's messing around my car. Whatever, okay? She's miserable. She's the worst neighbour I could have. Not being funny. Those neighbours over there with that white van in, they're a better neighbour than she is. So, rant over. Just make sure wherever you move, you're happy with your neighbourhood. She doesn't like my children either. But I will see you again probably either Saturday or tomorrow. So, until then, peace.